Oh, help! Cried James. Go away!
He came up behind Toby and gave him a bump. Get on, you! The buffers weren't secure.
What's going on, guys? I, of course, am your host, Badge Trains, and I welcome you all back to an extremely special video of mine. As OGs of the channel may remember, I actually started the now humongous genre of custom set content that tons of amazing creators make videos on now. With my recent return to YouTube, it's only right that the creator of this amazing concept gets back in the lab and starts making some custom sets again. Today we have 3 amazing sets that we're going to be creating. The first set on deck is from the great Season 5, James and the Trouble with Trees. This episode, while not usually regarded as one of the greats, is synonymous with Season 5. This episode is about how James, after talking about how he longs for a new coat of paint, is sent to pull freight cars. At the start of the episode, he makes fun of Henry and Percy while saying how if he came across a tree, he'd just push it over. Once he set off to pull his trucks, a rainstorm at the island of Sodor causing a tree to slide down a mountain onto the line. James gets stuck behind this tree, and Thomas, who James had previously made fun of, is sent to rescue him. Thomas helps James get away from the tree and back to safety, where the two reconcile, and both are given good news from Sir Topham Hatt. James would be able to pull the express, which he said he wanted to do instead of pulling freight cars, and Thomas will get a new coat of paint, a nice callback to the beginning of the episode. For the first set of the day, I wanted to go for a simpler one. I decided on making just a regular old oval. I had to add a pretty large siding because not only do I need to store the engine somewhere, it also fits in perfectly to the end of the episode where Thomas and James are both together. Add some trees and some troublesome trucks, and there we go. Let's go down to the table. Right, guys, so here we have it, the custom set. Obviously featuring Thomas and James. Behind Thomas, to fit in the sidings of the 2 troublesome trucks. One of them fittingly coming with trees, the other one with just some random cargo, and then I have a van at the end of the train, and James, who will probably be pulling all this.
All of a sudden, the tree moved. Oh, help! Cried James. Go away! But of course, the tree couldn't. It's Thomas, called his driver. As ready as I'll ever be. They were just in time.
For our second set of the day, I decided to keep the theme of James-centric episodes. Funnily enough, this time he actually does get to pull the express. However, we're going back a few seasons to Time for Trouble. This episode is a fun little story about how James, once he finally does get to pull the express, has it rudely interrupted by Toby. After Gordon got tired of pulling the express, Sir Topham Hatt told James that he was allowed to pull it. However, this conflicts with Toby, as after he was sent off to the works, he got stuck on the line because the station master didn't let him refuel his tanks of water. James is alerted to this, and then he has to go push Toby along with pulling the express all the way to the station. The episode ends by showing some kids making fun of James, saying how he must have needed Toby's help to pull the express. Right, guys, so for our second set of the day, we have this beautiful, more intricate loop here. So probably the main part of this set is the Knapford Station. It is heavily featured in the episode at both the start and the finish. We have a little line that goes over here, and then we have the station that Toby gets stuck at, or around there. And even though Henry isn't pulled by Toby in the episode, I thought it'd be a good touch to just add. Plus, as an excuse to have a little siding here, so you can put Henrietta here, you can put Toby there, you can put one of the coaches there. Just a nice little addition. You keep moving along, and then I added a little hill here because in one of the more iconic scenes, you see James pushing Toby across a little bridge. I thought adding this little hill would give it just a bit more character. And then to end off the loop, I added a bit of double track to make coming into the station easier. Again, just adding a little bit more life to the set, honestly. Of course, we see James here, plus 2 express coaches, which he pulls in the episode. And we see Toby, who at the moment is not pulling anything. How about I go ahead and remake one of the more iconic scenes in this set?
He came up behind Toby and gave him a bump. Get on, you! James had to work very hard. When he reached the workstation, he felt exhausted.
Lastly, we have our final custom set to make. Now, I personally believe I've saved the best for last, but you guys can go and tell me in the comments which of the 3 sets today you've enjoyed the most. Our last set breaks the theme of having James be a main character, although we do stay in Season 3, with Diesel does it again. This absolute classic starts us in the harbor, where Duck and Percy are extremely busy. Noticing this, Sir Topham Hatt decides to bring in a new engine so they don't fall behind on work. Unfortunately for Duck and Percy, the engine they bring in is none other than Diesel. He greets the 2 steam engines and gets off to work, being rude to not only Duck and Percy, but also the trucks. The 2 engines decided to go on strike, as they don't want to work with the rude Diesel. Sir Topham Hatt arrives and tells them that they had to give Diesel another chance, as there were no other options available. Duck and Percy reluctantly agree to get back to work, and this culminates in Diesel crashing a load of trucks full of clay into the harbor. Sir Topham Hatt is furious and sends Diesel packing. He asks Duck and Percy if they'd be okay with all the extra work they'd have to make up for lost time, and they happily agreed. Now this is an all-time great episode of Classic Thomas, and a personal favorite of mine. Let's take you guys down to the layout and show you all the best custom set that I've ever created. So for our final custom set of today, we have this mega set featuring Diesel, Percy, and Duck. We've got the docks over here. I decided to add Cranky, even though this was a Season 3 episode and Cranky didn't even exist at that point. Also Bulstrode, who doesn't appear in the episode, but I thought it'd be a nice touch. You can just put Bulstrode facing that way so you can't really see, and it's just the ship. I added a siding here so I can put a bunch of troublesome trucks. Cars in the episode weren't actually troublesome trucks necessarily, but they don't really just make plain freight cars, so this was my next best option. As you can see, we have a double track that goes all the way out here. You can make a loop around here, and then I decided for the docks, instead of having it connect and run around here, I thought since this was more of a shed, we could just have 2 sidings right here. I don't know, I just wanted to do something different with this. Put some cargo back here so you can put in the trucks. I don't know what trucks to put in or how to do that, but I just put some fish and then some loaded freight. I don't actually own any of the China clay pieces. I think I might be getting some soon enough here. I think I might have ordered some, but at the moment I don't have any of those, so the fish and the regular cargo is gonna have to work for now. Like I said, we have Duck, we have Percy, and we have Diesel. Here's where I thought you could maybe have Diesel push the trucks off of, because that's kind of the climax of the episode. He bumps some trucks too hard into a siding and they go into the water. I thought having it face this way, going towards the water over here, was a good choice. And yeah, while overall not too insanely complex, it's definitely the biggest set I've ever made. Definitely the most intricate with the docks here, how it goes around here. You can also go around here. You have the trucks over here. You can go all the way around here into the 2 parts that diverts over here, over here, over here, and you can go back around this way. How about we recreate some of the episode's best moments with this set, and then I do a little running session around the layout.
Later, Diesel bumped the cars so hard that the loads went everywhere. He banged the cars hard into the buffers, but the buffers weren't secure. The silly cars were sunk.
And that is all for today's video. I want to thank everyone who stayed till the end, and so I know that you stayed all the way here. Leave a comment down below telling me which set I made today that you would want to have. I used to promote my Twitter on here, but I just don't really use that anymore, and I just hate Twitter in general. So if you want to engage with me on a platform, follow me on Instagram. I'm fairly active on there. I like to put teasers out for new videos, and I just like to put whatever's on my mind. Subscribe to the channel as well. We're about 40 subs away from 1,000 subscribers, and I don't know what I'll do once I hit that, but it'll be something cool. Leave a like as well, and comment down below what episodes you want to see me make sets for next. With that being said, I will catch all of you guys later. Have a good one.
She said it's 1:30 a.m. Tell me what you called for. I just need somebody real to tell me what it's all for. You know what you stand for, you know what you fall for. Said you don't believe in me, well that's your son called for.